ගරු නවෂාඩ් මන්ත්‍රීතුමා ඔබතුමාට
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable member in the chair, I am privileged to have this opportunity to speak on the supplementary request of the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, which today is a very, very important subject globally, and I am happy that we have a young and energetic minister whose actions I have been observing long before I came into this house, despite having political differences. He made a very valuable contribution in the house today, and it was also followed up by a valuable contribution from the Honorable Minister A.M.M.Naoshaad. And to follow up on this, since the Minister made a comment on surveying the boundaries of the forests in the Eastern Province, if I may record in this House that the Eastern Province has a square area of almost 9,965 kilometers, which is 16% of the total land area of this country. Its length reaches from Kumana in the southeast to Pulmodu in the northeast, which is almost 286 kilometers. Its breadth from Ulhitiya in the western hinterland area to Kirankulam in the eastern littoral, which is around 89 kilometers. The coastal line spreads up to a length of 420 kilometers. Ampare has about 110 of that, Batiklo 100, and Trincomalee another 210. And what is important in relevance to the East and the preservation of the environment, natural resources, is that 60% of the Eastern population are farmers. The general thinking in this country is that the Muslims of this country are a very rich community. But we know the ethnic equation in the East, which is almost equal, and most people would be surprised to know that over 60% of the population in the Eastern Province involved in agriculture, and of them, the majority of them, if you take an annual income, the annual income is almost 1,000 rupees per month. Only 5% of the population in the East has a monthly income, a monthly income of over 5,000 rupees. So the annual income is around 12,000 and 60,000 for the 50%. So what is important here is to understand the way of life of these people. Why they are there, why they are involved in agriculture, and why they do certain things which are at certain times interpreted to the advantage of those who are in power, like the incidents in Pothuil, where the Muslims of Pothuil were branded as timber merchants who were cutting timber illegally. And as to who was really doing that as a business, I am sure the Honorable Minister knows. Leaving all that aside, what I urge the Honorable Minister is to look, to understand the plight of these people. The people living in the areas adjoining these forests. Why do they involve in what they are doing? Some of these actions are illegal, but it's something that is happening all over and something connected to their livelihood. So we while regularizing this, we have to ensure that they have some means of livelihood. There have been a lot of contention with land issues in and around Pothuil and Arugambe. I'm not going to go into the details of it because I believe that some of those are administrative issues which should be left to the officials to handle administratively than make political capital of it. But like I mentioned in my first speech in this House, we must all remember that we are all Sri Lankans and we all have equal rights. It is not, we cannot stop it by just uttering these words, but the people of this country, whether they are Muslim, Tamil or Sinhalese, should feel that they are being treated equally. One major problem we have right now is, like the member who spoke before me, is the damage by wild elephants. Now, Ampara district, in my village, I was surprised that one day at 3 in the morning, there was an elephant roaming in Samanture, in the village itself. Now, this is, I think, they are gaining entrance through two areas, that is through the Buddhangala sanctuary area and also the Digavapi area. I understand the Honorable Minister for Nation Building, Susantha Punchinileme, had asked on the 18th of March, he had asked the Samanture Divisional Secretary to send him the estimates for electrical fencing. And I am aware that these estimates were sent to the Honorable Minister on the 9th of April. And I now understand that purchase of material for fencing of the Buddhangala area has already commenced. And I would ask the Honorable Minister to expedite this process because there are thousands of acres now getting ripe for harvest. And this is the time when the elephants do most of the damage. They just walk around in herds and destroy what the people have been laboring for 3 to 4 months to reap. Because if this is not curtailed now, then with the food crisis that is prevalent in the world today, things would turn to the worst in this country because we all know that Ampara is the rice bowl of this country. So I would urge the Honorable Minister to look into this, which is a very, very sensitive issue, which is also a very urgent issue, and also ensure that there is equality in the treatment of all nationals when it comes to issues relating to his ministry. Thank you.